Hello fellow travelers, my name's SG and welcome to the channel. Today I want to do another classic movie. I'm going to do another Jerry Lewis, but this time we're going to do Jerry Lewis, The Ladies' Man. I recently watched it, I really enjoyed it, and I just really want to talk about it. So, if you would please subscribe, comment, and like down below, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get started, shall we? The Ladies' Man was originally released in June 28th, 1961. Was written by Jerry Lewis and Bill Richmond, with an original screenplay by Mel Brooks, but later was discovered that only Mel Brooks did about maybe 2 different scenes, because most of the script was not intended to be released. But either way, this contained one of the biggest sets of the time, going in a total of 177 feet deep, 157 feet wide, and 36 feet high. This at the time was probably one of the most intricate and complicated sets that has ever been made during filming of a movie, and would in the equivalent be about $500,000, which in modern day would probably be about almost $4 million in total to make this movie. The filming took about 2 weeks after the making of the set, and had little to no issues other than some cinematography situations. But overall, this movie did have mixed reactions, does have a good standing on Rotten Tomatoes and everything else, but was always one of the lesser known Jerry Lewis films. This one I would have to say I definitely do like and think it is a classic, and definitely started the catchphrase Jerry Lewis was known for, and would later on become one of his more synonymous films in his collections. The Ladies' Man is about the main character, Herbert Hubert, who, after graduating from Middletown College, he decides to go and work for a girls' dormitory who happened to major in fine arts. He does this because he loses the love of his life, and we're always hinted that maybe they weren't really dating, maybe it's just this idea he had overall, because they have no interactions other than him just talking about her. Which is a funny take on it, even though in some scenarios we do think that maybe they were dating and that she left him at some point. But I think it'd be funnier to say that they weren't really dating and she really didn't know who he was. From there on, working at this girls' dormitory, he gets to know all of them, gets to interact with all of them, and even participate in some of their hobbies and help them achieve certain goals they set out to achieve. Again, he ends up getting over his phobia of women because of what happened to him and his high school sweetheart. I use that in quotations. But he ends up liking this situation and ends up liking being a handyman of sorts and kind of being the one to go get stuff for them. So overall, that's pretty much the story about how he got a job there and all the hijinks that ensue after. I do recommend going to see it. You can see it on Amazon. You can rent it or buy it. I recommend buying it because that's what I do. And moving on to the next phase. Jerry Lewis comes in as our main protagonist, Herbert, who is there because he has condemned himself to a life of a bachelor. Since the trauma he endured right after college, he decides that he is going to leave women out of his life altogether and live the rest of his life as a bachelor. But the only job that's willing to take him is that of a dormitory kind of handyman, fixing things, cleaning stuff, and doing small chores around the house. Herbert is a well-meaning person who loves to help people, but overall causes more mayhem than he cares to admit, such as with most Jerry Lewis characters. You do really sympathize with Herbert to a smaller level because you being the one seeing everything, you can't really buy him too much. He has a great supporting cast of all the girls, including Helen Trubel, who plays Helen in Wallenmelon. She is the one in charge of this whole dormitory and is the person in charge. She likes to have him around because he likes to help, but overall he can't do it. We also have a variety of different cast members coming in and out, but I couldn't really tell you all of them off of my hat. We do have a lot of different guest stars coming in, like Buddy Lester as William C. Gainsborough, as a mobster, and yes, you're right, if you assume the C is for killer. George Raft as himself, Harry James as Harry, a lot of these other characters along the way, such as Kathleen Freeman as Katie, Hope Holiday as Miss Anxious, Lynn Rose as Miss Vitality, Mary Lee Roach as Miss Society, Madeline Rue as Miss Intellect, and the list goes on and on. I don't have all day to list off what they do, but it does add interesting sections into the story. I will say the setting and camera work is very well done. The entire place is built almost like a dollhouse, designed to be pulled apart and kind of shown what's going on in each room, giving this open vibe, but at the same time allowing the characters small spaces to show what they're about, who they are, and kind of giving a little comical effect for Jerry Lewis's character. We do get a lot of these rooms kind of overlapping, like a lot of the rooms represent who they are overall, such as Jerry Lewis's being the small room that everything is constantly breaking apart. We do get little hints here and there that this isn't a real house, that this is just a big kind of set, because you can see lights, cameras in the background, but I think that adds to the way it shows. This is a very fun and very pleasing movie to look at, and it's very interesting to see what counted as very high-tech and daring at the time of this filming. The sound quality overall is really good. It's not a moment that there isn't some sort of sound effect happening. Like just the moving of hand, you can kind of hear little bits of music constantly going. It's a neat touch and adds to the amount of detail that's put into this, and really just is built for laughs. The musical sequences are very fun and very interesting to look at, and you can tell that they are there for a purpose, whether to psych out Jerry Lewis's character or to kind of make you question what is going on in this scene. Because sometimes you will have those moments that you don't really understand what's happening, but then there are those times where it really does pay off overall, such as the major dancing towards the end. Like, you see him confused, but overall you see him enjoying himself. There is a lot to say about the different types of music come in. I do feel like it all kind of is similar, but that just works with the style of the movie that we're seeing in this situation. Now, other than what I could point out, I will make some of the more dated references, I suppose, because I can't really say anything that would be known to now, such as George Raft being a major celebrity of his time in mobster movies and dancing. We do even get a dancing between him and Jerry Lewis in the middle of the movie. We do get Helen Tremble, who herself was known for music, and here they have her as an opera singer, which fits very well. Other than that, we don't really have many other outside references, other than Jerry Lewis himself reprising different characters. But I will say that we do get a small acknowledgement to the new age of TV at the time, that television was becoming a major product in the household, so much so they wanted to bring the arts into it too, because we do get that with a small segment in the movie called Up Your Street, and it was just a funny scene and just shows how far television and all these things have come so far. I will say that this is a very fun movie, that it is very interesting and very fun to look at. It's fun to see how all these things come together. The setting is interesting in itself, the way that it's built, the way it's designed, and the way it's kind of showing not just the building, but the way that it's been personalized, how much effort they did to take it and make it into something like this, which at the time would have been very difficult and very new age to do. The actors, along with the supporting cast, does give a lot of personality to it. You feel for Herbert, and you feel for these people in these schools. You know what they're about, but at the same time, you kind of want to know more about them. You wish they would get more screen time. There is this and that I can see people not enjoying, but overall it's a fun experience and I do suggest going to see it. You can rent it or buy it, like I said, on Amazon, or you could buy it in a collection set. They do release on DVD every so often, and I suggest buying it just for the keepsake of it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back next time with another review of some kind. Thanks again for watching. Please, if you like this video, subscribe and comment and leave a like. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you all again, and have a great day.